Coming up on this week's episode,
Atlas comes out of the water.
Yeah, really nervous. Just going to be lifting it up now in a second. Okay.
We start work on replacing the engine mounts.
And we finally get the long-awaited fridge. What have we got then, Ed?
This is a very special moment. We've been waiting a long time for this. This is our fridge. 12-volt fridge.
We're just moving to Haven Marina. It's only basically 1 mile. We just stopped for the morning and waiting for high tide. And we've got a dragonfly. Look at this amazing dragonfly. Amazing creature. Just to tell you quickly where we're going. There's that chat, if you can see it. We're going up here, down here, into Haven Marina, which is here. No, we haven't got very far to go. We're just waiting for high tide, because they advise waiting for over high tide. High tide is at 3:30 and it's 1400 now, so it's an hour and a half away. It should be fine. It's very warm here today, 33 degrees, so lovely jubbly.
We slept this morning, didn't we?
Yeah,
Slept until 12:30. Went to bed at 6 AM. Yeah. It was so nice to put your head down and finally get to sleep. Oh, heavenly. Whew.
Well, this is a bit nerve-wracking. You can see how close we are to the beach. Oh my god. But this is the navigation channel and we're on 1.3 meters below the keel. So yeah, it's quite scary.
Don't like it.
Seems to be like a bit of a party there. We're just following the charts.
Just got down to 0.0 meters. Dredge, they said it was. That's a 0.5 now.
Hello.
Doesn't like us being here. Oh, this channel's sketchy, isn't it? To say the least. They got thrown our way through all those little beacons there now. Channel. Well, we made it into the sketchy entrance. I'll find somewhere to pull up for the afternoon and night. Super shallow. Can have a look around.
A little bit worrying, wasn't it?
It was.
Were you worried?
Just as we were coming in, there was a boat coming out, wasn't there, in a tiny little thin channel. Typical. It looks lovely. Really nice, idyllic. Let's hope it's not full of mosquitoes. Flies. Well, we've made it to Haven Marina. Just tied up on this pontoon here. There she is, looking lovely as ever. Fantastic. It's absolutely boiling, 33 degrees today, super hot. And there's 2 boat lifts here. I think there's one here and there's one over there. I assume we're going to be going into there tomorrow morning. Be putting in the yard somewhere. Yeah, it looks super lovely. Entrance is a bit tricky to get into, but yeah, overall pretty pleased. Don't know if we're allowed to be here on this pontoon, but if anyone asks us to move, we'll move. Awesome. So with just getting the boat into the travel lift. Yeah, really nervous. Just going to be lifting it up now in a second. Okay. Here she is, Atlas. Nervous?
Yeah, really nervous.
Yeah? It's always a bit nerve-wracking, isn't it, when she comes out? Just saying, I wonder how dirty she is. There you go, it's just coming out now.
Yeah, it's scary this is, because this boat is our life. It's our home, it's everything.
It's totally right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
I just
If
don't
something
like
happens
it.
to her, then dream's over, we know where to live. Nothing, got nothing. Everything we own is in that boat.
The rudder has done well though, isn't it?
Really well, yeah.
Povico did that.
Yeah, there's nothing on her, is there?
No,
It's pretty...
it looks the same as the hull.
Yeah. She's on the move. Going to a new home for the next week.
What are you doing there, Ned?
No idea. I'm taking this off.
Taking the power off. As you can see, Atlas is in the all blocked up now, all in the place where she's going to stay for the next week. We hope to be out about a week, no longer. I want to get back in the water. Itching to get back in the water already. I like it on the open ocean. Don't like a boat on land, it's not right. We just got the pop off, we just banged it off with this piece of metal, and just put it on there and just tapped it with a hammer, and then they come off. That easy.
Just starting the process now of taking the old engine mounts out and fitting new engine mounts. So Luke's in there in his little crawl space and doing some bolts and things.
I'm just undoing the coupling from the back of the engine. It's quite, yeah, it's horrible. That's a bit right, really.
Lack of room is disgusting on this
Yeah.
boat, isn't it, with the engine?
Yeah.
We just didn't think of it when they built it.
So, long process, just undoing these bolts. Done it. Got the coupling off. These are lovely new mounts they're going to go on. Super expensive. How much are they? Like 350 quid, weren't they? Got them. And then we got these locator things. And we got a load of shims, and they've been in a plastic bag for, well, 5 months, and they've gone all rusty. It doesn't matter, but they've gone rusty.
Yeah, well done. You see down there, I've taken the bolts out of the engine mounts. What I'm going to do is lift the engine up slightly and then slide a new mount in place, bolt it down, and then put it in roughly, and then do that to each one of the mounts, and then we can adjust it and move it as we're trying to get the alignment right. So we're going to try and do that now. Just slightly lift the engine up.
Slightly lifted, you can see it lifting.
So yeah,
You should be able to
go on,
slide
do that
top
again. See the engine moving there? Just slide a mount out, put a mount in. That's what I'm going to do. Repeat the process.
on. Each one there.
Right, lift. Okay. Don't jam my fingers. Got higher. One mount out. So I've just taken this bearer out. Oh, it's absolutely covered in rust. Mess. I was just about to put the new one in and realised that, I don't know if you can see, the actual bearer, no, the actual, the foot coming off the engine, it's loose. Completely loose. Crazy. I'm gonna hear that. We've been getting a lot of vibration, see? So it could have been that all along. I mean, the mounts are destroyed, but that's not helping the situation at all. It's probably causing all the vibration. Got it. That was tight.
Last one.
Down.
Got the tea towel.
Man, we need new tea towels.
Ruined.
There's a bit of oil back there, isn't there?
It was all over my bed.
These are the old the old mounts that came out of the engine. This one, it's not too bad. It's okay, but they're old. This one was next to the water pump, which was leaking for quite a while, but now we have a new water pump. It's not leaking any further. You can see it's pretty rusty and rank. These ones are from the back of the engine. You can see the rubber is just gone. All this is coming out to the bottom. The mounts have just totally perished, and this one's even worse. See, all the rubber mount, it's just all destroyed itself. So they definitely needed changing.
So it's the second day. We managed to finish off the mounts last night. We got to bolt them down in place now and get the feeler gauge. I'll just show you in the back of the engine. This is the block, and you've got a gap there. What you do, you bring the two flanges together like that, so they're nice and flat together like that. You can't just eye it up, that gap there. What you got to do is you got to use one of these. Alright, this is a feeler gauge. It's to get really accurate measurements. It goes from quite thick, as you can see that's quite thick, to incredibly thin, like a bit of paper.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this measurement and then just stick it in the top, and then you're feeling for the resistance on the metal itself.
Light drag you want.
Light drag, yeah. So if you have light drag on the top, good. Light drag on the side, good. Light drag on the other side, good. But on the bottom, there's no drag at all. You know the engine is
Slightly skew if you've got to move it slightly.
skew, yeah, and it's the same on the right. If there's no drag, then it needs to be moved over to the right. Just measuring, lining it up. This process normally takes 2 to 4 hours to do.
It's very fiddly, isn't it?
We need to make sure it's right, because if you don't get it right, it'll wear out your cutlass bearing at the back and destroy your gearbox. Because it'll cause vibration in the engine. It'll be really underlined and the engine will vibrate. It'll just be nasty noise basically. This is the fiddly part.
Yeah.
So, right, okay. Right, I don't know if you can see this, but I got no drag on the top really. No drag on the side. That side. The bottom, I got no drag. But this side, I can't get the feeler gauge in. As you can see, it's stuck. Can't get it in at all. So it's saying to me, the engine is a bit too far over this way. It needs moving over. So the engine will need moving over to the right to create a gap on the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like to quickly add that we're not professional mechanics by any means. We're not mechanically trained or anything. This is all self-taught, so if you're going to try and copy this and then something goes wrong with your own engine, then it's not really our fault, because you shouldn't
Seek
really
professional advice.
Yeah, but this is all self-taught. This is only the second time we've aligned the engine. The first time we done it was in Rudder's boatyard, where we just basically learned it on the go and watched YouTube videos and got advice off the yard. But yeah, that's it really.
Yeah, if you want a professional to do it, it's going to probably cost you maybe British pounds, 50 to 100 pounds an hour to get someone to do it. So it's very much worth doing it yourself to save a whole load of bucks.
Yeah, and our philosophy is, on a boat, if you, for ourselves anyway, if you own a boat, try and do all the work yourself, because then if you have a problem when you're offshore, you've got a bit of knowledge there and you can
fix it yourself, because obviously you can't get a mechanic when you're 500 miles offshore.
It's philosophy, not velocity. They're gonna make out of you, like. Just stopping for some lunch. We gotta eat.
I'm watching radio control helicopters.
We just had tortilla wraps with tuna and dairy triangles, and I had one wrap with barbecue sauce in it and one wrap with good old spicy mayo.
And I'm watching helicopters.
Luke's watching one of the largest RC helicopters in the world flying around. Amazing.
Not interested at all.
Anyway, had some lunch and I'm going to carry on with a line in the engine and things.
Well, we've got 2 other bears to bolt down.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start realigning.
Yeah.
There's a slight gap, and there's not a gap at the top. So we're going to put some shims in the engine mount at the back of the engine, just to lift the back of the engine slightly to close up the gap at the bottom of the 2 plates. We're going to choose a shim. A thin one, I think. I'd like that. No.
They had numbers on them, but they've
Yeah.
the rust attacked them. I can't see.
A thin one like that, I think.
Really thin.
Yeah, really thin. Got another one like that? That's the same as that. Yeah. Put 2 of them in and we'll see where we are.
Just using this piece of wood to move the engine left and right at the back. Okie dokie. That's what Luke's been realigning there. It's all lined up nicely now. Within 5,000 inch. We spun the prop shaft, it all lines up. I'll show you this here, putting the feeler gauge in between the gap here all the way around. It's all nice and flat. So next thing to do now is just nip up these bolts, engine mount bolts here. There's 4 of them. I'm just going to nip them all up in a kind of, they say a star pattern kind of thing. So I'm going to do this one and then the one over there, that one and then that one, and do them all up slowly, and then nip them all up really tight, and then we'll check the alignment again then. And hopefully that'll be that. So that's it, it's aligned. I've bolted the engine down onto its new mounts. It's tough and bruised. You can see, bolted down, put this goddamn thing back on. And they're exactly the same at the back as well. Luke's got to put this back on now. What is it? Coupling, isn't it?
Coupling, yeah.
It's a coupling.
R&D coupling.
I think these were designed, forgive me if I'm wrong, if you catch anything in your prop, this is designed to snap, to break up, because it's made of plastic rather than destroying your gearbox.
It's probably made out of nylon. Right?
A nylon, yeah. This is designed to break off.
Yeah, it's designed to be flexible coupling.
Coupling. Forgive me if we're wrong. Let us know in the comments.
It's an R&D flexible coupling from Made in Britain.
There you go. So that's got to go back on to mount up the prop with the back of the gearbox, and then we've got to put the prop back on downstairs. There you go. With new split pins and bolt back on, and everything should be sorted. Luke has bolted it all back together. Sorted. So we changed the engine mounts yesterday, and we're just running some tests to make sure everything's okay. We're still on the hard, so we got a hose pipe and we are running it into the water strainer, just feeding the engine with water. It's coming out the back, everything's fine. The engine's a lot more steady now these new mounts are on there. We're just warming it up because we're going to be doing an oil change, changing the oil filter. So we've got to suck the oil out of the engine first with a pump, so we need the oil nice and
fluidy, nice and warm and liquidy. What's the word? Yeah, you know what I mean. What the hell are you doing, Luke? Explain.
I've got this pump, which we've had a couple of years now. It's done 2 oil changes. Just put it on the batteries, and that goes in there. And this, you take the dipstick out, and you put this down into the dipstick into the sump, because there's no sump bolt, or as it is, you can't get to it.
Obviously.
So we're just going to suck up the oil, goes through here and goes into the bucket. You just press this pump, switch it on. It's quite noisy, but yeah.
There it is. See it roaring?
Takes about 10 to 20 minutes. We just move this around to try and get all the bits of the oil out.
How much oil do you get out of there, Luke?
What is it?
About a litre or 2 litres.
It's changing the oil filter, which Adam's doing down here. Can't really see it. There it is. Oh yeah, this is the messy bit.
You're going everywhere.
Yeah. Loads of it. Oh my god. What are you doing?
Just putting some oil around here.
Yeah.
So when we screw it to the engine, it'll seal, help it seal rather than it being dry.
Fits.
Put this hand tight. It's got nice grippy stuff on here.
Yeah, it's got grippy stuff on there. It's nice, isn't it?
Put it on.
Next thing is the fuel filter. Same process. Unscrew the other one, and then just screw this one back on. Basically, this is it's a fuel and water separator. It's got that thing in the bottom there
Drain.
that you can release, and it drains the water out. But we got a water fuel filter drain water separator here for our diesel, so that's quite good. I was just putting the fuel filter back on. I know you can't see anything.
Okay.
Not as secure.
Filter's on.
See if there's any oil in the bottom of the engine. Last bit of it.
So what oil is that, Luke?
It's Motion 4000. It's mineral oil.
I'm pretty good normally.
We do have a filler sort of thing, funnel, but I'm sure Luke's pouring skills.
I'm normally pretty good at this. So this is the dipstick. Everybody's probably seen a dipstick once in their life.
Is it a joke there?
No. They recommend what we normally do. There's the measurement. That's the minimum bottom, and that's the maximum bottom there. So what we normally do is have it near the top, so about there where we're satisfied. Normally, pretty much have it on the top anyway. I don't like it in the middle.
Is that a thing for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
On our last engine, we had a Yamaha 1-cylinder.
Yanmar.
Yeah, a Yamaha 1-cylinder, and it said in the manual, if you put too much oil in it, it will cause the engine to rev out of control.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright.
So with that one, we were always like super careful and paranoid about the oil level, because you don't want to run away diesel engine on a boat. It's a disaster. It cause a fire or something.
Yeah. You only learn by doing.
I'm making mistakes.
Oh yeah, I'm making mistakes.
There, right at the top. Nice and full.
Lovely.
Perfect.
Perfecto.
Now, we're going to run the engine.
Yeah.
Make sure the fuel filter and the oil filter's not leaking, but before that, the fuel filter's empty. So I'm going to pump the fuel switch, pump the fuel pump manually, and just fill that fuel filter up.
Oh.
Ready?
Turn it on, Mr. Martin.
What have we got then, Ed?
This is a very special moment. Been waiting a long time for this. This is our fridge. 12-volt fridge / freezer. So it gets down to freezing as well.
We can have cold cheese that doesn't melt, cold butter, and some cold beers in there.
Yeah. Thank you, patrons.
Thank you so much to our patrons and the donations.
Yeah, the donations.
We've had a lot of donations towards the fridge. It's just so, it's so kind. Everyone is so blooming kind, isn't they?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, this is going to be a game changer. I always wanted a fridge, and Luke was saying, no, we can't run it. We haven't got enough solar, but now we've got enough solar to run it. Anyway, Babylon. Ready?
Yeah.
How big is it going to be inside? Ready?
Small, but so we need it for fish and stuff.
Oh, it's loads of
Quite
blooming
big, yeah.
It could fit butter, load of cheese, and all the fish we catch on passage.
Yeah.
Here's our fridge down here. It's going to go here.
Lid beneath the table.
Yeah, I'm going to put a batten by here on the floor and a batten over there just to keep it in place so it doesn't move when we're on passage. I can easily just lift it out and bring it away. It's Bluetooth, so we've got an app on the phone. We can change it, what temperature we like.
You pleased?
Very pleased.
Look at it, it's down to 7 degrees already.
What's in there, look?
Dunno.
Meat,
Meat.
coleslaw,
Coleslaw.
cheese.
Of course, cheese.
The amount of room is incredible.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. You can get a lot of fish in there.
Bit fish in there, butter, beers.
Yeah, meat.
Yeah, it's our mother called it.
Impressive.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
And a special thank you to our amazing supportive patrons. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. See you in the next episode.